Okay, the slope-intercept form of an equation of the line. Okay, so remember how we created the equation. Now, whether you write it as y equals 11x minus 2200, which is normally the standard way of writing these things, okay? Equation of a line. Or in function notation, P of n equals 11n, because n is the number of students, you know, with nx, it doesn't kind of matter what letter we choose really. Okay, so that's the equation of the line. Okay, whether it's P of n in function notation, 11n minus 2200, or this y equals 11x minus 2200. Now it consists of a variable term. The variable is the 11x, okay, or 11n up here. That's the variable, because that will change depending on the number of students. The constant is the negative 2200, okay, the negative 2200, and negative's the sign, okay. So that's the constant. Now identify the variable term. Okay, well that's the 11n. What is the coefficient? 11, okay, remember coefficient? So 11 is the coefficient of the variable term. The variable term is 11n. And the constant is the negative 2200. Let's write that down, okay? So negative 2200. Okay, and the variable is 11n. Okay, now what characteristic of the linear function graph does the coefficient of the, big words, the input variable, the coefficient, so what does that 11 mean, alright? Well, 11, remember, is the amount of money you're taking in per student, okay? They all give $11 each. 2 students, $22, 3 students, $33. That'll get bigger every time n increases, okay? That changes. Now, what characteristic of that is, well, that is basically what we're saying, but look at the graph here, okay? So here we go. I've actually graphed those numbers. Remember from earlier? If we had no students, we made a loss down here. Okay, if you go back, if we had no students, we made a loss of negative $2,200. We hadn't taken any money in. We'd just spent that fixed amount of $2,200 on the food and the bands. Okay, and I think it was, if we only had 100 students, we were still losing $1,100. Okay, it was when we had 200 students that we broke even. Okay, right there at 0, dog barking. Then 300 students, we made a profit of $1,100. At 400 students, we made a profit of $2,200. Hence the graph. Now, can you see? So what's happening here is that's there, the question there, the characteristic of the linear function of the coefficient, the input variable. The characteristic is, it's the slope. It's the slope of a line. It goes up. Remember? 11 for every 1 student. It went up $1,100 when we increased the amount of students by 100. Go back and look at that profit video. Okay, it went up by $1,100 when we had an extra 100 students. 11 over 100, 1100 over 100 is 11. The slope is 11. Okay, that's what that 11 means. Now the characteristic of the linear function, or the constant term minus 2200 is also the y-intercept. Look, this is where it crosses or touches the y-axis. That y-intercept, that is the loss. Okay, if you have no students, you lose $2,200. Okay, dogs. And we'll call it for now, okay? But that's you kind of describing that equation, okay? 11 is the slope, negative 2200 is the constant, okay? And that is the loss. Look at the graph there. That is where it crosses the y-axis. If you have no students, you're going to lose $2,200, okay?